Hi, this is Leslie Robbins with the Readiness Team, and I am here with Xiao Jing. She is a principal PM with the Customer Service Insights Group, and she is going to walk us through the call intelligence on customer service, which will bring the customers adequate insights into their support calls. Xiao Jing?
Thank you, Leslie. Hey everyone, this is Xiaoying, and I'm so excited to introduce you this new feature that bring the call insights into customer service insights. And just in case you're not very familiar with the customer service insights, it's a intelligent product to help the customer service team to get more actionable insights into their support data. So for example, before we support the call insights here, you see its default workspace that can connect to a customer service environment and generate several different reports from their support cases. And in late April this year, we're also introducing the reports for call insights, which can bring more insights into your support call audio files. So let me show you how you can get that. And actually, it's very straightforward and easy. And in the header of the customer service insights, which actually you can go to this page through the csi.ai.dynamics.com. And here I'm just using our canary environment to show this new feature that hasn't fully released in production yet. And in the header, you can go to the My Workspace list and expand this panel, you're going to see call insights. And the April release is just a public preview, so you're going to see the preview tag. And let's go there and see what kind of the reports you're going to get. And here, while the report is still loading, in the sitemap, you can see we have two different reports. One is to show the team overview, which is supposed to give the service managers a overview about across all the agent, how the team performs when they are handling the support calls. And the second one will provide more details regarding to each of the agent. Okay, now the report loaded, and before the first time when the administrator, yes, it requires the administrator to set up for the first run, and everybody is going to see a demo app experience, which shows the demo reports with the demo data. So even before the first time setup, for the folks, if you're interested, you can take a look and to get some ideas what exactly kind of the insights you are going to get from each of the report. So for example, let's spend a little bit of time to explore that a little bit. For the team overview report, at the very top, you're going to see the team insights. This one is supposed to highlight the key insights for the service managers to quickly get some ideas what kind of the important things they should be aware. So for example, a call out which agent talk to listen rate is higher than the other people. And so it may indicate that this person talked too much and he should spend a little bit more time to listen to the customer. And it also shows some other key insights as well. So the supervisors or service managers can make the call whether they want to follow up and address those problems. And followed by that, there are two sections to show different types of metrics. One is about the customer sentiment. The call insights, once the audio files are uploaded to the Azure Blob Storage and doing the setup, it will start analyzing the audio files and all the conversations from the audio files to understand the sentiment for each of the conversation. So in this section, it shows a overall view about overall customer sentiment between the positive, neutral, and negative. So you can get some idea about the percentage for each. And following by that, it also provides the breakdown between the agent and between the overtime, how the sentiment is trending. And next to that is the big section about the conversation style, which also provides different pivots to show different type of the styles of the conversation, like talk to listen ratio, talking speed, switches per hour, and whether people pauses in the right time before speaking, and the longest customer monologue. And all of this is supposed to provide supervisors and service managers some idea about how their agent are talking with their customers. And for example, we can use some number. Let's go with my favorite chart, the talking speed. And I read some actually scientific report and saying that usually the normal talking speed is around like above 100, like usually 120 to 160. So if an agent is talking too fast, like Olivia, and this person talking like around 180 words per minute, it means that probably like this guy is just talking too fast, and we should work with this agent, and probably this person needs more training about like to slow down his conversation so the customers can get a clear message from this person. And James only has 100 words per minute, and maybe it depends on the customer, but maybe it's a little bit too slow. So it may also impact his productivity when handling the support calls. So it will be good to follow up and see whether there's any space to improve. And similar to the other ones, based on the support, your team's guidance, the support team's guidance, you can find a good metrics and a benchmark to identify what kind of actions that you would like to take. And then the agent details. In this page, it shows the details for each of the agent, and all the agents reporting to the service managers were listed here. And of course, agent can also access the call insights report, but then the agent will only see his own details. So still, it shows all of those metrics regarding to the conversation style as shown on the top, and highlight the key insights for this person, what kind of things that this agent needs to improve or to be aware. And from the agent persona perspective, they can also easily follow these key insights and see which space that the agent needs to be aware and improve for himself. And then follow that still the sentiment, the overview, and the breakdown per calls and over time trending. And following that, it shows the whole call histories as the audio files uploaded to the Azure Blob. And each of them, as we click through that, it provides the playback functionality, and it also using the speech to text AI technology to translate all the audio files into the chat transcript. So the supervisors or the agent can view the conversations instead of listen to it. But it also provides the playback control. So if you do want to listen to that to nail down for a specific like segment, like here it shows the sentiment across the conversation. If you want to listen to the negative sentiment part and try to figure out what's going on there, can also do that. And in addition to that, it also shows all of those like using the AI to extract some of the keywords, like the action items. It highlights the sentences from the chat transcript, which one may indicate some actions that agent is taking during the conversation or something they may follow up after the conversation. In the tracked keywords later, I'm going to show the administrator or the service managers, they can specify which keywords they would like to track, and then it'll be also highlighted into the conversation. So for each of the items here, you can click that and it'll go to the that keywords directly in the conversation and highlight that. It's very easy to follow. And similar to the above, it also used the AI to understand and extract the people's name from the conversation. And the product is also can be configured by the administrator or the service managers in the settings to highlight the important products that you want to track. And the following was times and prices are also using the AI to automatically understand the keywords for times and highlight that in the conversation, and the prices if people ever mention about in the conversation. So this is an overview about the report. And let's get back. Now, the most important thing, how can we set it up so it starts consume your own support calls? And what is support today is it only provides two channels. One is that if like the one is that if you the customer is a Redbox customer, then actually we're working with the Redbox, which is a voice provider, And you can go to this page and to click the button to contact the Redbox. And they have professional team to set up audio pipeline for using the customer service insights and call insights. And if you're not a Redbox customer, then you'll need to do some manual work to upload your support audio files into an Azure Blob storage. So let's start by clicking the setup call insights. And as I mentioned earlier, only the system administrator can do the first time setup for all the people in that environment. So as you can see here, the first page is to select your customer service environment. And here, let me choose one of them for the demo purpose. And after that, you have to accept the terms and conditions, which is the standard thing. And let's just check both and agree to continue. And followed by that, if this is the first time to set up any of the environment for calling sites, it will require to install an application users into that environment. And that app user will, after it's installed, it'll start to take the actions to generate the reports on behalf of the users. So here we need to grant the permission from the administrator. Now the application user permission has granted, then it goes to the next step where we'll need to provide the Azure Blob storage connection string here and provide the container name. So here I'll pause a little bit and let's review some of the requirement for the audio call files. So first is that, so in order to make that work, all of those audio files as mentioned, it needs to be uploaded into an Azure Blob Storage container. And for each of the audio calls, there are some requirements. So first, it has to be the stereotype recording. And if you have different requirements, we'll also like to know and see whether we need to support that in the future. And in addition to the audio files, in order for the service to understand some of the basic information about the recordings, you also need to provide the metadata file, which is in the JSON format. So I'm going to go through the details in next slide. And then for each of the file names, need to make sure in order for the service to find the matching metadata and audio files, those names, the audio files and the metadata files needs to be in the same name. So for example, here, it gives an example if the audio calls is named like this, and then the JSON metadata file needs to have the same name. And there are some invalid characters that you shouldn't use in the name. And there's also a length limit for each of the file name. And for the metadata, so this table lists the required fields that you have to provide in the JSON metadata file with the audio files. The first section is about to provide which agent, the information about which agent is handling the specific audio support call recordings. And so there are three different types that you can specify, and as long as you specify one of them, it should work. So it's not necessary to provide all of them, and you only need to provide one of them. So they are the either you provide the user ID from the Azure Active Directory for that agent, or in the CRM environment, your customer service environment, each of the user also has their own user ID. You can provide that for the agent as well. And otherwise, you can also simply provide the agent account email for to log in that they use to log into the environment. And in addition to that, the ID is the unique identification. So you can use it's just a standard GUID. You can generate the GUID and provide the ID for each of the audio files. And then there's the file name, which specified which audio files is associated with this metadata file. And then the created timestamp is when this file is created. And this field will be used later for the data retention management. And then start time, end time, specify when the audio file is started and ended. And for all the timestamp here, needs to make sure you convert that into the Unix AppCode time. And the easiest way, like at least for me to do that, is to just go ahead using the Excel and then to change the datetime format to use the numbers. And then locale specify the language for the call. So here list all the supported languages today. The direction will specify the call is inbound or outbound. And then the last one is to just provide the title as I just show in the agent details. It'll show a list of the audio files, and for each of the title, it's specified here in the metadata. There are some other optional fields are not necessary and it's not commonly used, but it's still available there just in case you want to add any additional information in the metadata to provide more details about audio files. So now let's get back and continue. And I'll provide the connection. Oops. Let me do that again. Okay, so let me provide the connection string here and then select a container and then click to connect. Oh, let me choose another one. Oh, yeah. And next step is to provide the keywords and the product name that you want to track. As I just showed earlier in the agent details report, you can play back the audio files, and for each of the audio, it will highlight the tracked keywords and the product. You can like remove any of the default ones or add your new ones. For example, to track coupon and add that into the list. And you can also add a product here. Let's say want to track Dynamics 365 and then click finish. And then the service will start provisioning and processing all of those audio files. And it may take a while. And once it's done, you're going to see the demo app banner on the top is gone. And here, because for the administrator, actually, they don't have in the Azure Blob Storage, there's no audio files associated with the administrator because they're not agent. So for the admin, don't be surprised if you see the report showing there's not enough call data. Call data. And so the next thing is that there's more settings that you can revisit. So as an administrator, so let's just go here. So you can manage all the data sources as the admin, and you can decide whether you want to disconnect it. And you can also add another environment. So for example, uh, let's add one more. And here you're going to see once you choose another, connect to another environment, and that one will be set as the active data source. And the active data source here means that only indicates which data source will be used to show the current report. And you can add multiple. For the administrator who are setting up doing the first time setup for the environment and specify the location for the audio files, you don't need to care about which one is active as long as it's added and show in the list in this page. Then the other folks in your environment will be able to view their report. So let's try the other one. I'll just pick any other random one. So again, here you can see it'll go through the whole process again for the new environment. And this one, because I've already set up the environment before and disconnect that for the demo purpose. So it's very quickly, it'll use the old information and then to skip several steps and then quickly add that environment into the list. And you can add multiple one. And then you can choose whether you want to delete that or like to switch that. So in addition to that, it also shows the page of your team and it shows the team members. For admin, like as an admin, there's no like it this admin doesn't report to anybody, and there's no direct reports as well. So it only shows the admin account as its own team. And also you can choose the hierarchy of the team. Like it may be just the one level to show the flat team, or it can be two levels showing the higher manager and then the reports, or two level the managers and all the reports, etc. And the conversation content is where, as an administrator, you can change the keywords or the products. And the last one, the privacy, this is where I mentioned it's very important to specify the right audio creation date. And it'll use that to decide the retention policy. And as an administrator, you can choose between from the 30 days to like, I want to always keep the data. And also there's the capability to delete any data. Like for example, if there's any agent is leaving the company, you may want to delete that, so you can easily do that here. So this gives you everything about the administrator experience. And let's also quickly just show you, now the administrator has already set up the environment for the service managers and for the agents. And now here I log in as a service managers. So the first time when the service manager go to the call insights report, the only thing they need to do is to click the setup, but it's actually much straightforward. And then let's choose one of the environment I've already set up for this environment. And this one has already been set up by the administrator and provides the blob storage account for the audio files. And then I just need to, as a service manager, I just need to agree with the term and conditions for that environment. And then it's all done. The report will be generated from the settings based on the how the administrator configure the environment. And then the pipeline will start to kick off, and then it starts to prepare the demo app. It may take a few minutes at the first time when the service manager to prepare the environment, but after that, it should be very quick. Okay. Okay, so here you can see it's already showing some of the content here. And for the service managers, the service manager still can see most of the settings, like the connections, and service manager can also choose multiple environments to connect, and they can decide which one they show as the active that will be used by the report. And they can also manage their teams and the conversation content tracking words, etc. The only thing that they cannot do is the retention, the privacy data retention policy. So this comes all the demo for the call insights reports. And if you're interested in that, especially the call insights report will be part of the customer service insights product, here is a short link that you can go ahead and please give it a try. So that's all of it. And thank you so much for time to listen to that and watch it. Leslie, you can take over now.
Thanks, Xiaojing. And if this ticks all the boxes for you, great. Comment below. Let us know if we need to do a deeper dive. We're happy to get into that for you, but please like and comment what your thoughts are on this video, and we'll come back with more information with the next release.